Man, these days it's horrible. Like, even the world, bro. The world does not know how crazy it is to live on the streets. Because these days they're very horrible. And it's very hard to get off the streets. Because it's things you come from and how you were taught as a child. You will always be taught. And when people teach you the wrong things, that's when you start acting up. But I've actually had a horrible life and a horrible experience of life. Because I come from a pretty good family. And I was so disobedient. I never listened to my parents. I never got to finish school. Last time I was in school was when I was in 10th grade, bro. And that's horrible, man, because living on the street is hard. So whoever is out there, disobeying your parents and not listening, doing drugs, going to jail, doing wrong things, seriously, you don't need to be doing it. I had a hard life, bro. It's a hard life out here, especially on the streets. That's why every day you pray and pray and pray. Hope for forgiveness. Because all the stuff we do and all the stuff that people do out in this world, they will pay. Because it's always a punishment for your actions. Every link around it, every time you do something, there's always a consequence or outcome that comes out. Because I went to juvie, and I put a testimony in, at church. I even said it in a big old church. I'm not afraid to say I've been to juvie for 5.5, almost 5 years. Because of the stupid mistakes I've made. And as I was growing up to be a little child, I was acting up, And when I started acting up, I realized that when I was in jail, because 5 years is a long time, bro. 5 years get to you really quick. When you're sitting up and making your mama cry and not thinking about the consequences you make, but only thinking about yourself, that's selfish, bro. My stepdad's a full-blown pastor at Journey Fellowship Church. His name Dennis Clark. And my mom, the wife of him, is Heather Clark, and that's my mom and my father. And, I was so disobedient to them that I don't even talk to them no more because I've been so disobedient. Because once you lose the people that's actually trying to help you, you can never go back and do the same. Like every time you try to fix it, there's always a temptation to mess up. Once you mess up, they lose trust, and when they lose trust, people don't like being around that. The reason why they don't like being around that. The reason why they don't like being around that is because it's all negative. If you're a pastor, they don't like being around it. You're really trying to follow the word. But if at the same time your parents are trying to follow the word and doing the stuff they were doing before they end up with God, and that's just being belligerent and faking of your religion. You might say you're a Christian and everything, but you don't live the life of a Christian. You do the same mistakes you did and how y'all taught me. And thinking that I'm gonna not have a hard time changing. Because trying to change with you being in jail for 5 years and your parents teaching you wrong and everything else. The outcome came for me when I started acting out when I was younger. And then like fighting and everything. Being aggressive and being disobedient. Everybody loses trust in you and you burn bridges. That's why I try to change my life right now, because it's hard. And it's always been hard. It's always gonna be hard out here. Because life's precious. You can't rely on something retarded. You know, I'm not afraid to do my testimony. Because my testimony is meant to be. And once you learn from mistakes, you'll always be able to change if you're willing to. If you're not willing to change, then you can't lead a horse to water if you can't make them drink. Like old folks say. And a closed mouth that can't be fed. Because you gotta speak your mind. You know, life is hard, bro. It really is. Once you're on the street for about 2 months laying on pure concrete, it's hard. You get tired of it. And being lazy and all kinds of shit. Like, you really get tired of it. Cause trust me, I do. Bet you anybody else, not that they don't want a job, said they fucking lazy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a job to live in a life. And be wealthy. Supported. That you make money. Have a family. Cause life is just like a video game, bro. You do the right thing on a video game and you win a level. You move to the next one, you get better. You power up. Pretty much you advancing in life. You're continuously to do better. And moving on just like in a video game. You keep moving and keep moving and keep moving. To where you eventually you make it till you win. And I'm here to say today that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. That's all.